Welcome to the Middle Ages, a time of chivalry, knights, and enough castles to hold them all. This is Keys to the Castle, a game about working your way through a maze-like castle, a series of locked doors, and beating your competitors to the other side. To begin, the castle, the series of doors, is laid out in a 5x8 grid or a 6x6 grid if you're playing with 2 players or 3 and 4 players, respectively. The maze is made up of a series of locked doors, color-coded by the type of key which unlocks them. Players begin with several cards, some of which are special, designated by a black background, the rest of which are keys, which unlock the corresponding door. To begin, everyone picks a side of the castle to start on, and then draws 3 cards. Once everyone has drawn their cards, the player who most closely resembles their character begins the game. This is, obviously, me. Every turn begins by drawing a card. I've had the providence to draw a skeleton key, which, unlike the color-coded keys, unlocks any door I choose, even a padlocked door, which we'll get to in a moment. Now, I choose a card to discard or play to the castle. I have a blue key, so I choose to play that and unlock this door. And once again, I am favored. This door revealed an extra key, which, when I move to it as the final part of my turn, allows me to open one extra door of my choice. I'm going to choose this one. But the way is barred, quite literally, and I will need a hacksaw if I am to continue in that direction. So, play continues. Other players likewise use their cards to begin forging their way through the castle, discarding cards, opening doors, and moving their characters, with the end goal to be the end goal being to make their way to the other side. The first player to move into the last door on the opposite row wins the game. So everyone is in a race, sometimes taking the same paths, sometimes taking different paths, trying to reach their ultimate goal, the other side of the castle, and be the first to emerge. Back to me, I have an extra card to draw here. I have access to 2 padlocks, so instead of using a key and making my own way through the castle, I could decide to make it a little bit harder for someone else. For now, I'm going to hold on to my padlocks and wait for an opportune time, just when they think that they've made progress. Just like that, blocked. So, I instead use a red key to open this door. Unfortunately, find myself barred once again. Now, I find myself in a precarious situation. The way forward is blocked by barred doors, and unlike the open doors, or the ones that allow extra keys or extra movements, these require a very special tool, the hacksaw, to break your way through. I have none available to me, so instead I choose a different path. I will use my skeleton key to unlock this red door, and it seems is already more favorable. Unfortunately, I cannot move there yet. I can only use my move to exit the castle and hopefully start on a more beneficial path. Players begin every turn with 3 cards in their hand. Their first action is to draw the 4th card. Now, I have a yellow key, which gives me a few extra options, but I choose to rely on the path set before me. I use my blue key to unlock this door. It is open. And as my final move, I get to move on to this red door, but because it is an extra turn, I am able to move on to the next open door, hopefully continue my way through the castle. apart from merely unlocking doors and making your way through this labyrinthian castle. Players also have access to a number of tools to help themselves get out of tight spots and to hinder their opponents. Many of these are fairly straightforward in use. Hacksaws allow you to break the bars of a room, allowing your player to move through them as though they were an open door. Padlocks allow you to prevent a player from moving to a beneficial tile or making their way forward through the castle unless they have a skeleton key to unlock it. And secret passageways allow you to defy the usual forward, backward, left, and right movement to move diagonally through the castle, permanently connecting two doors, allowing you to make more progress and give you more options. Finally, the net serves as a delightful way to hamper the opponent who has made it too far, is too close to victory. By casting the net upon them, you can prevent them moving for 2 whole turns, perchance giving you the opportunity to make your own way out the other side of the castle. Skeleton keys, apart from being able to open any colored door, also work as an antidote to the padlock, allowing you to remove pesky locks in your way and continuing your progress through the castle. Play continues in this manner, with each player trying to make their way to the other side of the castle as quickly as possible to expedite their own journey while simultaneously hampering their opponents. Once a player has found the good providence to make their way to the opposite end, any door on the opposite column, the game ends as soon as the player moves into that space, allowing them to be the victor and the first knight to complete their quest to reach the other side of this arduous castle. Because of the highly randomized nature of the game, the ability for one opponent to make swift progress through the castle, only to be hampered by iron bars and his opponent's padlocks, and your own ability to hold on to crucial keys, the little bits necessary to make that swift victory at the end, in addition to the highly randomized nature of the door tiles. Keys to the Castle is almost infinitely replayable, and in the course of only 10 to 20 minutes, a fledgling squire can complete their journey to the other side of the castle and emerge as a victorious knight. Keys to the Castle is suitable for young squires ages 8 and up, accommodates 2 to 4 players, and plays in about 10 to 20 minutes. For young squires more accustomed to a wintry climate, Keys to the Ice Castle is another take on Keys to the Castle with a very similar formula, but additional tools and traps for your opponent to fall into.